So let's find out what all the fuss is about the AMX M449, shall we? I quite enjoyed my first game in it, to be honest. Hope they can all carry on like that. The first class game. So we shoved our AMX 50B crew in it, and we'll go through some quick stats. So the 20% chance of fire, 40 km top speed, 1000 horsepower engine. But as you'll see when we get to the ground resistances, I don't think it's ever going to reach that unless you go downhill. So the reload of the gun, it isn't 10.3 on my setup, but it is if you don't put any equipment etc on it. There's your ground resistance stats, they're quite high. So, you know, that 1000 horsepower does come in to help. 370 view range. Radio for the screams. And got the ammunition. So you've got 333 average damage, about 162 pen on standards. The aiming time is about 2.9, but it's pretty, it seems quicker, and it's not a bad accurate gun. And also 5 crew members to train, so it's a good crew trainer. 2 commander, gunner driver, loader, and another loader. So armour, French tank with armour, that's a bizarre thing, ain't it? So we get some spaced armour over the front, we get thin sides, so you can still side scrape against 90mm caliber guns. That's the good part about it. Then you've got your up above the guns, so you can pen it under the gun, around the gun. The wings, I'd like to call them, are still under spaced armour, so there's additions on top of that and on top of that too. So the upper plate is still pretty strong, and then you get into the really stronger regions. Like this is good stuff. This is good stuff for a tier 8 premium tank. This is, and with 10 degrees of gun depression, poking ridges of that turret, it's good stuff. So if you're going to get hit by arty, now these are the regions you don't want to get hit in, the thin top. So we go, those came free with the tank, those 12 rounds. And I go with large repair kit, a large fire extinguisher and food, medium caliber gun rammer, vertical stabilizer and improved vents. But you can whip that for optics if you want. Or you could try to increase the aiming time if that's the way you want to play, but with a decent crew you're not going to struggle too much. So the first game was a pretty decent matchup for me, top tier game down in Ruinberg, and we get the old Captain YOLO and his snake bite who thinks he's going to get to the arty, but as you can see our arty player has been aggressive. So this is a position I like to take up at Ruinberg pretty much every tier we play. So what this enables us to do is additionally fire here if we need to, aiming our armour up the road, so that if anything is out of town and wants to shoot at me, then we can absorb that. But usually if they're up there, they're otherwise engaged, as you can see. So the SU-122-45 or 54 or whatever it is has been an aggressive TD, a little bit too aggressive perhaps, and we get a nice blind fire into the Primo Vic. So the TD tries to come around again with a front facing gun, but nah, we're going to have to take a hit here unfortunately. But now we can start to showcase that frontal armour against tier 7 guns. As you can see, he's trying to get to my side. How that broke my gun, I'll never know. So once again, the aware target, aim my arm at the aware target, the unaware target hits the round. So we're somewhat showing off the average damage of the gun as well. You know, it's typically French 90mm. I actually think this is a 100mm. Yeah, it's a 100mm gun, or may even be a 105, whatever. So it's definitely got more alpha than the AMX-50T, FCM-50T, and the FCM Liberté. They've both got like 20 alpha medium tank guns with long aiming time, as long a aiming time as this, to be honest. So, you know, this one here gets to bounce the rounds when it sits and aims for a bit. I'd like to test it out in a tier 10 match, which is, you know, where it will see tier 10s. So even with the broken gun, that quick snapshot into him wasn't fully aimed.
Canon chargé. L'ennemi nous a dans son viseur.
We're just going to keep him spotted.
Concentrez-vous sur cette zone.
That's all we needed to do. So yeah, I was also interested to find out, obviously we've seen out the price of this thing, what made it so special. Does it have such good silver boosting? So you know, what is that like? And to be honest with you, even with running food, and you'll see at the end of the game, is it good? Yes, it is. Am I trying to promote wargaming to sell premium vehicles? No. Not at all, but I am saying that this one is possibly worth the slight additions that they charged us for it. I quite enjoy it. I like French vehicles as it is.
L'ennemi sait où on est.
Now that's the side turret of a T29,
Ils sont seulement touchés.
and that's a nice roll. 334. That's one above the ad.
Chargé. L'ennemi n'a plus qu'un
One
seul.
questions whether he was still playing or not. And then of course the broken gun just threw that shell wherever it wanted to go. But hey, we pick up 13 pens, no fires,
Une victoire de plus.
3 kills. In my first game in the vehicle. I could possibly put up an ace at a later date. I don't think that was too far off of being an ace, to be honest. Top tank performance. But when their IS-3 goes out of town, what do you expect? Thanks for watching.